Hello children, welcome to 8th Chemistry online classes. So today we will start the new lesson, chapter 14, Chemical Effects of Electric Current. Introduction to this chapter. The substances that allow the electric current to pass through them are called conductors. Example, copper, aluminium, etc. Metals like steel, iron, gold, silver, these all are conduct electricity. So the materials or the substances conduct electricity or allow the electric current to pass through them are called conductors. The substances that do not allow the electric current to pass through them are called insulators. Example, rubber, plastic, wood, glass, etc. So here one picture is there. A good conductor, it shows the good conductor and poor conductor or bad conductor. See, so here one bulb is connected with, here the energy electric source is a battery or cell. One is there, it is, we can call it as cell. So one cell, that cell is connected to a bulb with wire, and here one tester is there, tester. So tester is this is the tester. Tester is a device is used to check the current, the presence of current in the circuit. So here we take one tester. So the holder side, that holder, this part is an insulator and this part is metal, or that is a conductor. This part is conductor and this part is insulator. So we connect this wire to here, this metal part, and battery also, that is connected to here. So this metal conduct electricity, that is why the bulb glows, because this part is a conductor. So this is a good conductor, that is why. And in this picture the same connection, but here the wire is connected to this insulation. So that is not a, that is an open circuit. The current is not passed through it, not a closed circuit. This is an open circuit because current is not passed through this. See this part also, this part is also connected to this insulator. So that is why electricity cannot pass through it and bulb doesn't glow. So it shows this is a poor conductor or a bad conductor. And this is the tester. So tester, I told you, this is a device used to find the presence of current in the circuit. So when we touch this part to a circuit, the bulb glows. We can see that what electricity is passed through that circuit. Okay, so that is the tester. Do liquids conduct electricity? Most liquids that conduct electricity are solutions of acids, bases, and salts. So acids, bases, and salts, they are in a solid state, they will not conduct electricity. But they are in the liquid state, or they are in the solutions, they conduct electricity. Some liquids are good conductors of electricity and some are poor conductors. So that we will discuss later. We will see some examples also, which liquids are good conductors of electricity and which are the bad conductors of electricity. So we'll just explain one activity in your textbook. For that, take your page number 173, activity 14.2. So in that activity, take a small beaker. In this picture you can see a small beaker or small pot, and take some water and add some lemon juice in it. Okay, lemon juice. So when we pour some lemon juice, that solution is become acid, that is acidic in nature. So it conduct electricity. And dip the two ends of one wire, two ends of one wire into this. You can see in the picture also in your textbook. And that wire is connected to a battery and a bulb. So instead of a bulb, you can connect one tester there. So tester, I told you, tester is a device used to check the electricity, the presence of electricity in the circuit. Okay, So instead of the bulb, you can connect one tester. So when electricity is passed through that wire, that light or that bulb glows. Okay, the bulb inside the tester. So that is that activity. If so, we'll just read it. A tester can be used to check if a liquid is conducting or non-conducting. Okay, to check if the liquid is conducting or not, connect the liquid between the two ends of tester by completing the connection of the circuit properly. If bulb in the tester glows, it means the liquid is conducting. But if does not glow, then it means liquid is non-conducting. So you understood that activity is very easy, simple circuit. So instead of the one battery also there, and here one acid solution is there. Okay, so we dip the two ends of the wire, dip into this acidic solution. So that acidic solution conduct electricity. That is why bulb glows. See, in some situations, even though the liquid conducting, the bulb may not glow. So sometimes that liquid is conducting, that is acidic solution or basic solution or salty solution, yes, but some may bulb may not glow. So that what is that reason? First we just see that activity. See, here in this pot, take lemon juice. So this is the lemon juice. Take some water and add some lemon juice. And here, okay, so that is the lemon juice. And here the wire. That wire is connected with a battery. So this is the battery. And here one end you can see the one end of the wire and the other end connected to a bulb. So here the bulb is LED bulb. When you are taking any torch bulb or sometime that liquid conducting, but the bulb may not glow. So here we take LED bulb because LED bulb needs very less current. When we are taking a torch bulb, actually the liquid is conducting, but that amount of electricity is very less. So here you can see that the LED, that bulb glows. Okay, so that is the activity. Okay, so here I'll just one more time I'll explain. A tester can be used to check if a liquid is conducting or non-conducting. That means in that circuit, instead of the bulb, we connect the tester. So inside the tester, a bulb is there. So if the connection is properly or electricity is passed through it, that bulb glows. If the bulb doesn't glow, means that what is that meaning? That liquid is non-conducting. Got it? Heating effect of current. Why the bulb glows when the electric current passes through it? Electric current passes through it. Why the bulb glows? Because inside the bulb one filament is there. So when electricity passes through the filament glows. Okay, and because of this heating effect of current. So that filament inside the bulb also gets heated to high temperature and it starts glowing. So when we touch this part, we also feel the hotness. So that is called heating effect of current. When electricity is passed through a wire, heat produced. Yes. Then to test whether substance is conducting or not, using heating effect. So using this heating effect, we can test whether a substance is conducting or not. Listen, when current passes through the bulb, the filament gets heated to a high temperature and as a result, bulb starts glowing. That you know that. But if current is very small, then the filament will not heated to a high temperature and so will not glow. That time we use LED bulbs. So that is that in that activity we took LED bulb. When we are instead of that LED bulb, we take a torch bulb or that bulb. So may not sometime it may not glow because that kind of bulb needs high amount of electricity. So that liquid, that acid, that lemon liquid, that cannot supply that much amount of electricity. So in these cases, we need LED bulb because LED bulb need a very less amount of electricity. That is why in that activity we choose LED bulb. Okay. Next, LED. LED means light emitted diodes. That is the full form of LED, light emitted diodes. LEDs can be used to detect weak currents since their filament does not require much temperature to glow. See, so this is the LED bulb and here, okay, there are two wires attached to an LED. Here you can see two wires. One wire is slightly longer than the other. In this picture it is clear that one is longer and the other is shorter. The longer wire is always connected to the positive terminal of the battery and the shorter wire is connected to the negative terminal of the battery. Okay, here two longer side, that is that end is connected to positive side of the battery and the shorter end that is connected to negative end of the or negative terminal of the battery. Okay, so that is LED, light emitting diodes. The next topic is magnetic effect of current. So we already studied heating effect of current. Heating effect of current means current is passed through a wire, heat produced. That is called heating effect of current. And magnetic effect of current means same like current is passed through a wire. A wire can act as a magnet. Listen. The magnetic effect of current is responsible for the deflection in magnetic compass when current passes nearby it. It can detect weak current. So using this magnetic effect, we can detect the presence of electricity. Okay. The magnetic effect of current is responsible for the deflection in magnetic compass. So what is compass means, you know what is compass. So inside the compass a needle is there. So that needle is also a magnet. So when we keep our compass near to a circuit, that needle of the compass will deflect. Okay, so we'll see that. So this magnetic effect also used to test whether a substance is conducting or not. See, one activity. For a closed circuit, when current passes nearby a magnetic needle and if the deflection is observed in the needle, then it means the substance is conducting. Otherwise, it is non-conducting. See, so this is a closed circuit and here one magnetic compass is there, and this is connected to one bulb, and here battery, and here a switch. Okay, and when switch on, electricity is passed through it. Electricity is passed through it, so that time you can see the deflection here, deflection of the needle. We will just see that video also. See here, so this is the compass. So inside the compass the needle is there, so that needle is a magnet, and that is attached to a bulb, and it is connected to battery, and here one switch or plug key, we can call it as plug key. So that is a complete circuit. When it is on, you can see the deflection here, and when it is switched off, that time also you can see the deflection. See here the compass needle deflected. Again electricity passes, so deflection, and off time, that time also it shows the deflection. And when we increase the number of batteries here, that time also the deflection is more, because more electricity is passed through it. So that is the magnetic effect. So with the magnetic effect or with the heating effect, we can test whether a substance is conducting or not. Good or poor conducting liquids. So this is a table given in your textbook, page number 175, table 14.1. So in this, here materials under test, here some materials given. So this we have to check, is it a conducting or non-conducting liquids. So using the magnetic effect of current, we can see is this conducting or not. So first one, distilled water, and distilled water means what, that water doesn't contain any salts or any acids or any base. Okay, so that is called distilled water. And when we include this distilled water in a circuit, and magnetic compass is also there, so that magnetic compass, does the magnetic compass deflect? No, that magnetic compass doesn't show deflection because that is distilled water. So no means magnetic compass doesn't deflect, means that distilled water is a poor conductor, bad conductor. Next is tap water. Tap water contains salts. So salt is there, so that is why tap water conduct electricity, and we can see the compass deflection when we include tap water in that circuit. So tap water is a good conductor. And lemon juice, that we already saw that video. So in that, lemon juice conduct electricity, so that is also good conductor. And vinegar, actually vinegar is an acid, but that vinegar is very weak acid, so that doesn't show the magnetic compass deflection, or we can tell that vinegar is a poor conductor. Actually vinegar is an acid, but that is very weak, so it cannot conduct electricity, so that is a poor conductor. Cooking oils, it shows magnetic compass deflection, yes, and that is a good conductor. Milk also good conductor. Honey doesn't show any magnetic compass deflection. Okay, so that is a poor conductor. Soda water, soda, or that fizzy drinks, that is good conductor. Mercury, that is a metal, that is a liquid metal, mercury, so that is a good conductor. And fuels that are poor conductors. So this table you can write in your textbook with pencil. So these are the things we studied. In the next class we will see the next part also. Okay. So okay children, thank you, all the best.